Hello friends, welcome back to the 10th session of this lecture series on Android app development. In today's session we will see how we can distribute the app that we have created in the Android Studio, how we can distribute it to the public, to other people. Basically there are three ways you can do that. The first way is you create a APK, that is the executable or installable version of your app, and distribute that APK, or a bundle, the APK bundle you can create and you can distribute it through email, through any kind of media like email or WhatsApp or Google Drive share, any kind of these kind of ways. The second way is you can distribute that app through your website. So you can create basically an APK or a bundle and upload it on your website and give the link on the page, on a specific page. So users will be able to download that app from the website. The third one is generating an API and uploading it on the Google Play Store. This third option will give you the highest visibility as far as the audience is concerned. Your app will be visible to whole lot of number of people. If you are uploading on the Google Play Store, it will be visible to the public. Although you can define whether you want to distribute or make your app available in other countries other than India or not. So we will see in all the three ways of distributing. You need to generate APK, and if you are going to upload it on Play Store, those APKs have to be signed, and the version of the APK what I recommend should be the release version, but it is not necessary. For the first two options you can release the debug version as well. But for the third option, if you want to upload on Play Store, it has to be release version and it has to be a signed version. So we will see today how we can release these apps. So I'm just going to share my screen now. I hope you are able to see the screen now. This is the app that we created in our last session, and we are going to generate the APK, and we are going to see all the three forms how we can distribute the app. So the first thing is that you have to create an APK. To create an APK, also you need to select whether you want to have it in the release version or the debug version. So it can be seen from here. When you click on this build variants, presently it is by default it is debug, but you have to select the release version. The difference between release and debug version is that when you open the Logcat, if a user is installing your app on his device, and if the version is debug, and whatever the message you are writing here, those messages will be shown on his Logcat. Okay, but if you don't want these messages, generally we use these debug messages to trace the progress of our program and trace the values of variables and so on. If you don't want these things to be disclosed, you go for release, and it is compulsory. If you are going for Google Play Store upload, it has to be a release version. Then in the build, go to build and click on generate APK, build APK, build bundle or APK, click on build APK, and it will simply compile your entire program and it will create a simple APK file. That APK file can be distributed using any media. It can be email, WhatsApp, messaging, anything. And once the user gets that APK, he can simply click that APK and install on his mobile. But the user must disable the option of uninstall from unknown sources, because obviously your PC is an unknown source, so for a third person mobile. So that if that particular user is not allowing the apps from unknown sources, your APK will not be installed. So this is generally a warning which is given by Android operating system, and if that option is unchecked, if it is checked, install from unknown sources is checked, then only user will be able to install that app. So whenever you click on this APK, the entire Gradle will build, it will generate the entire executable, and then it will generate an APK for you. Once that process is complete, you will see a pop-up here that the building of APK is successful. Then here in this box on the bottom right side, you can see here a locate option is given, or analyze. Analyze means analyze it for errors or analyze it for different parameters. So presently we are going to see where the present app is. So click on locate. It will open a Explorer window with your app inside. So I think you are able to see this window. See here, this is the app release unsigned. Means the file name itself is saying that it is the app release version which is unsigned. Okay. You just click on build APK bundle. And what bundle is? Bundle means all the security certificate and everything. That also is click on locate. All the security and everything, security certificate, everything is also bundled with this APK. This is a bundle. So these are the two formats in which you can release your APKs, either in a bundle or in a APK form. Okay. This APK you can distribute using any media. Okay. Now let's see if you want to upload this thing in Google Play Store, how to do that. Google Play Store, there is a it is required that the APK has to be in release version, plus it has to be signed. So how to sign the APK, that we'll see now. The APKs are signed using a signature, okay, a certificate. It's a kind of digital signature, digital certificate we can say. It is used to authenticate the user. It is used to authenticate the user means, like for example, I am right now publishing an app with my signature. Next time if I release an update for that app, it has to be the same signature. Okay, the signature is digital. It can be CA certified or it may not be. It's not compulsory to be CA certified, but you can go for CA certification as well. CA certification will cost you money, so you can make a self-signed APK as well. So to do that, click on generate, click on build, and then click on generate build, generate signed bundle or APK. So this one, first option is the app bundle, second one is the APK. So you can select any other any of the two options. So presently let's say I'm going for APK. Click on next, and here this is the module, right? Training.db.app. You can select any module. If you have multiple projects open, these list will open. And key store path. If you already have a Java key store, then you can select that. You can click on choose existing and you can select the key store. That has to be JKS, Java key store, JKS file. If you don't already have a JKS, then you can click on create new. Right now, let's say I don't have a Java key store, so I will click on new. Key store path, let's say I am saving it in desktop or maybe D drive. Click on D drive, and file name is my JKS file. My JKS file is the name of the file which will be stored in the D drive, and click OK. Or let me store it in C drive. My JKS file. Click OK. This is the key store path in which the new key store file will be generated, and the password for that JKS file, right? Remember, you better note down all these passwords, because if you forget, you will not be able to use this JKS file. And if you are not able to use this JKS file, or if you delete by mistake, you delete this file, or if you lose this file, you will not be able to release any update whatsoever as far as that app is concerned. Whatever is the app that I am signing for the first time, the update release must be signed with the same key store with the same password. So if whenever you are creating this new key store, you take care of that file and you note down all those passwords. You should never lose those passwords. So I am giving my password is my JKS password. Confirm my JKS password. This is the password that I have given. Alias is it's a key alias. So my alias and my alias password. My alias password. Okay. For how many years you want it to be valid? So let's say 25 years. So this certificate will be valid for 25 years. Don't make it 1 or 2 years. Otherwise, after 1 or 2 years, you will not be able to release the update. So whenever the app is released, you should be able to release the update. For that much of duration, you should keep it valid. So let's say I'm making it 100 available for 100 years. 100 years, for 100 years, I will be able to release the update. So a typical value is generally 30 to 40, 50 years or so. So you should keep minimum 25 years because you don't want your app to be invalidated after 25 years. Okay. The names, certificate, first and last name. Let's say this is my digital signature, so I'm giving my name. Organization unit is NCA. Let's say organization is NCA. City is say Indore right now, and MP, and country code is India, IN. And click OK. It will create key tool is missing, file not found, because presently I don't have a key tool installed, so I have to install a key tool first. That key tool you have to download from the Java runtime environment. So I will just download and come back. The problem was that the access was denied. So I used C drive, and C drive is by default needs admin access. So I just changed it to, instead of C drive, I changed it to D drive. And let us fill all these things again. My JKS password, my JKS password, and alias is my alias, my alias, my password. Alias password, validity is say 100 years. NCA. India. Okay. These are all the values. This is the password of the JKS file, and this is the password of the alias. Okay, click OK. Again, I think okay, my alias already exists. My new alias. Click OK, and it will create a file for you. It will be a Java key store file, and these are the password that you have just entered. Remember to save these files at a safe location at least for 100 years, coming 100 years, because unless if you don't provide this file in this password, you will not be able to update your app on the Play Store. And click next, and click these are the versions which are available, so I'm going to build a release version. Click next, and V1 jar signature or full, yes, I will go for full APK signature, and click finish. So it will again build the Gradle. It will encrypt your APK with the JKS file using the passwords that you have given, and then it will generate the APK. So here you can locate. This is the release version. It is still showing unsigned. It was generated at 15:06. So right now it is, yes, here this one. This is the app that we have just created. It is in build outputs, and yes, we build a bundle. That's why it has to be in app release.adb. This is the bundle that we have just generated using our this thing, using the signed. And see, it is it's not written as unsigned. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you once again how to do this. Go to build, Go to build, then click on generate signed or bundle or APK, whatever you want to generate. Let's say this time generating the bundle. Click next, select the JKS file. Right now I kept it in the D drive, my JKS file, or you can just click on choose existing and you can select it from here. And then key store password, my JKS password, my new alias, and my password. Click next, and whatever the version you want to generate, you can select all these versions, debug and release. Click finish, and it will generate, and it will tell you from where to locate. So click on this box, and here by the build variant release is here, see here, and build version debug is kept here. So we have got these things, two folders. One is for release, this one is for debug. So this is the debug version, this is the release version of, this is the release APK version signed, this is the release version ADB signed, this is the debug version APK signed, this is the debug version of bundle signed. If it is unsigned, unsigned will be written here. Okay, simply you can simply copy and paste and send these debug and release versions to your friends and to the people who want to work with this app. Okay, this app will be automatically installed in their system. Although it will be given a warning, will be shown that you are about to install a app from an unknown source. If they accept it, it will be installed and it will be running. It will start running in their mobile. Okay, so this is how you can release through the signed version through the email or some other website media. Now let's see how we can release through Google Play Store. To do that, you have to first sign in to Google Play Store. So I'm just going to sign. You have to first go to Developer Console, Android Developer Console. You click on this developer.android.com and then you sign in. Okay, you sign in. Right now I am giving first time when you sign in as a developer, you have to pay a fees of $25. It will ask for an amount of $25 because I am signing for the first time. But once you create you make a payment of $25 registration fees, there is no limit to how many number of apps you can publish. With one account you can publish as many apps as you want, but to publish first app you will have to pay $25 as registration fees. You give all the developer name and the email address and contact number and everything, and create account and pay. You will be redirected to the payment page where you will be charged with $25. You can pay through net banking or credit card or anything, and then obviously you can start uploading the APKs. So right now I am not going to pay anything because we already have the SDMC already has a account. So I am going to simply use the same account. Developer console, go to developer console, and in here I'm going to use the same account. This is the account that NWA already had, the SDMC group already had. So I'm telling you, once you are done with the payment and everything, this is how the interface will look. Here you will see the list of apps which have been released or which are under draft or which have been deleted. So yesterday I created this draft app before I started with this lecture. So I'm just going to delete it and I'm going to show you how to do it from scratch. Okay, so in here whatever the app you upload, some information you will need to give to Google Play Store to list it on the Play Store. Okay, so click on create app. Since obviously this is your first app, you have to click on create app. If let's say I am going to release the update of this, then I will go to here and there is an option to release the update as well. Okay, so right now I am going to the create an app, click on create an app, and it will ask for all the details. So first is the app name. So training db app, this is the name which will be shown to the Android user in the app drawer. Okay, this is the default language, whether it is an app or game, whether it is free or paid. And declarations, check all the declaration, accept all the terms of agreement, and click on create app. And once you create this app, some more questions you will need to answer. These questions will be used to classify your app, whether your apps are user child friendly or not, or these kind of things. Your app is going to Google Play Store is going to sort your app according to that. Okay, so in here, getting started, you can keep on reading this, these all text. The thing is, these are the questions that you need to ask to set up your app, to release your app, and then test and everything. Okay, so first one is set up your app. Here, app access, these are all the questions, these are all the questionnaire, we can say. These questionnaires you need to fill to allow the Play Store to list your app on the Play Store. So let's say I'm clicking on app access. Here, is some special access required? No, it is not required. So is available without special access. Click save. Okay, then go to dashboard again. Then second one is advertisement. No, my app does not contain it. If your app is containing ad, then you can click this one, click save, then go to dashboard. Similarly, you keep on answering all the questions. Content rating, let's say I am going one by one. Content rating. In the content rating, email address you have to give. Let's say I'm giving some address. Okay. Category, which is the category, it is a game or a consumer store or e-commerce. So presently we are going for utility, productivity, communication. Okay, it can be entertainment or it can be news or educational. No, it's educational right now. So I will select the educational and click next. And violence, no. All these things you can select as no. Okay, you read these questions carefully and then only you go ahead. Something is missing. Yes, click save. Then next. Okay, summary rating is these are all the things, certification, kind of digital certification that it is giving, and click submit. And then this is the content rating which is done. Okay, content rating is done. And next is the target audience. So presently for all the audience you can click all these things. Okay, for all the audience, click next. And then could your store listing unintentionally appeal to children? No. Click next. Okay, save. Okay, then go to dashboard once again. So we have completed 1 2 3 4 questions. Then news apps, it's not a news app. Okay, save. Okay, so first set of questions we have answered. Okay, then select a app category, provide content details. Okay, these are all the store settings, means when the user is filtering the app based on, let's say he wants a news apps, and you have listed your app as a non-news app, then it will not be shown in the list. So it's an app or game, it's a app, category is educational, or maybe I can go to productivity. All right, I don't want any other tags, but you can give tags as well, training or learning or like this. Then email address, store listing address, mobile number is it's not compulsory, website, but you may give your mobile number because if the users are experiencing some trouble with the app, or if they want to report something, they can report on this email ID and this address. Okay, external marketing, don't market, don't advertise the app. Okay, it is saved now, and I think something is not okay. Again, go to the translation service. I have to go to dashboard. Something is missing. Okay, set up your store listing. This is what we were doing. Okay, training DB app. Okay, right. And app icon. What is the icon? PNG or JPG file you can upload here. Click on upload and just select the JPG, or this is the icon which will be shown in the Android device. Okay, feature graphic is a kind of banner. When the user is visiting that particular, I will show you just. I'll show you that how. This is the Know Your Water app which was there. Just let me find it. This one. This is the official app. This is the icon. Okay, this CWC Central Water Commission. This is the icon, and when you read more and everything, just a second. The banner is not shown. Feature graphic. Most probably we have not uploaded this thing. That is why. Otherwise, what happens? There is a big banner here. Okay, if you click on this, if you click on any app here, it will banner will be shown. This kind of wide horizontal landscape banner is shown. Okay, that is the feature graphic. Then phone screenshots. These are the screenshots. If you see, before installing, user can feel that how the app will look in his or her mobile. These are the screenshots. These are compulsory. You must upload at least 2 and maximum 4. Okay, maximum 8. 2 to 8 phone screenshots. Then tablet screenshots. You have to install the app on the tablet, and you have to upload a tablet screenshot as well. And then 10-inch tablet screenshots. These are optional. Okay, and a video. If you have a video, marketing video for that app, then that also you can. That URL you can give. Okay, once you are done with this, you can then upload the APK. Okay, this thing is not complete because I have not uploaded the icon and everything, but once this is also checked, then it is done. So finally, you can click on create a new release. You can select tester, you can create a new release, and you can upload the APK. Let me just see where it is. Okay, I can't do that because I have not completed the source store presence. Once you are done with the store listing, this option will be enabled. Presently it is locked because I have not completed the store listing. So let me just complete the store listing. Let me just upload the JPG file, any random JPG file. I can upload this thing maybe. So this is the app icon. I have to upload minimum 2 phone. Wrong dimensions, must be 512 by 512 pixel. So I have to change this thing to 512 by 512 pixels. Unless otherwise it is exactly this much of pixel, it is not going to accept the graphic. So I'm just going to export my file to 512 by 512. So I have exported my file to 512 by 512. It is kept on desktop. This is 512 by 512. And let us see whether it uploads or not. Feature graphic has to be a horizontal banner. Okay, this thing icon is working now. Feature graphic has to be 1024 by 500 px, but it is not necessary. It's not compulsory, but let's do that. So I'm just going to create one more file. I have exported my file to this dimension. This is the feature graphic. This is 1024 by 500. And this is what is the phone screenshots. This is now uploaded. You can select another one more click. Let's say I want to select the same thing. Generally what you do is you keep on taking the screenshot of your app, and then you you upload those screenshots. Okay, these are optional, and click save. Some languages have errors, so just a second. Short description. Description. Okay, and click save. I think it should, yes, it is done. Now go to the dashboard, and I think this thing should be complete. Okay, this thing is done. The first one is done. Second one is select testers. Testers, you can these are kind of these are the testers which will be used to test your app. So I don't think it is required. This is for internal testing, and finally you can publish by clicking on create a new release, and here create a new release, and here you can upload the APK. Okay, right now Google is protecting the app signing key. Whenever you upload the bundle, your APK along with the certificate KStore, they also get uploaded, and it is going to manage the entire signing process. Okay, and here you can upload the APK. I'm not going to do this by clicking this upload button. Click continue first, and here by clicking here you can upload the bundle. You see, drop the Android app bundles or APK here to upload. Select that APK that we have generated here. In this we are generated this thing. Just upload this thing, and it will start. It will upload the APK, and then just click on preview release, and then release it. So it will take some time, because as soon as you upload the APK, it will be analyzed by the Google team, and it will take around 2 to 3 days for your app to become public. So this is the entire process by which you can upload your APK on Google Play Store. So friends, I hope you have understood the entire process of distributing your APK. First, generating the APK, generating the build and release versions, generating the signed and unsigned versions, and then distributing these APKs through email, through WhatsApp, through other media, or through the Google Play Store. Google Play Store has its own plus and minus, and your own media has its own plus and minus. The biggest plus point of Google Play Store is that your app is considered as safe. It is considered to be downloaded from a trusted source, because as soon as you upload a APK, it will not be available for download from any device. It will first be analyzed by the security team of Google, and if they think that your app does not have any malicious virus or malware kind of thing, only then it will allow the APK to be listed publicly. So this is how you distribute your APK. Once your job is done, once you finish the work, then you distribute it to the public. So thank you very much. Tomorrow's session and day after tomorrow's session, we will be focusing on the Know Your Water app, and also we will see how to transfer the data from the internet to the app, because some of your data may be residing on your servers, and how we can fetch that data from servers to your app. This is what we will be seeing in the tomorrow's and day after tomorrow's session. Thank you very much for your kind listening. Thank you.